Good morning, everybody. Dr. Butler here. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn more about your health today. Wanted to reach out and do a video for my wonderful patient population with regards to obviously the challenging times that we are in as it relates to our public health concern. And this is an opportunity for me to be able to reach out to you and give you some really words of encouragement. Again, even in the midst of adversity, we need tremendous encouragement. We need some points of action that we can take. We want to stay within a mindset of being able to stay solution oriented rather than problem focused. And I do believe that it's essential that we stay focused in that area, not only for our own personal health, but also for the greater public health as well. There obviously is a lot of concern happening and a lot of fear, and fear is not a bad thing. You just have to have action on the other side of it. And my goal today is to give you some actionable plan that you can be taking as an individual that's not only helping yourself and bringing up your own personal state of health, but remember, the healthier we are as individuals, the more we are on purpose, the more we are in the present, the more that we are staying solution oriented, the better we can help. I mean, this is, I do believe, somewhat, and I'm going to argue, an opportunity for an awakening. I think that I like that word. It's a concept that means, right now in our time, we have an ability to start having a shift a little bit of how we look at things, of how we do things. Obviously, the panic can distract us from that. And I do believe that there's absolutely people in a position right now who are in a survival mode. They're in a state of panic. And I think there is sometimes an unreasonable recommendation for people that are really vulnerable to just have an awakening and move through their concerns. But if they are unable to do that, I do believe it is the responsibility of individuals who are in a place to be able to start making a choice between an actionable step that we can take individually to be able to raise our own capacity to be able to help, to have an effect, to be able to get us through our challenging times, and support not only people close to us, but our community in general that is feeling more challenged right now. And that's how the phoenix will rise from the ashes. That's how wonderful things can come out of challenging times. I always love to tell my patients this: the difference between a master and a student is that the master has failed more. So these are failures are a strong word, but there are some failures seemingly happening, and but we can stay present. We can stay robust in our own capacity on how we're feeling, so that we can stay attentive to the greater need right now, to find solutions. And I believe everybody's doing the best that they can to find that. Again, it's unprecedented times, so the reasonableness that we should have this handled, I think, is somewhat a little unreasonable. I mean, obviously, history will tell the mistakes we made, and the choices that resulted in more positive actions, we'll say, versus things that resulted maybe in more negative actions. But I do believe everybody is doing the best that they can. So my encouragement to you is that you do the best that you can. And obviously, we're, at least in Oregon here, we're starting to move into kind of this social distancing. And I think that from the concept of flattening the curve, is this public health wise seems reasonable to do that. I believe, I'm aware that It's going to be fairly challenging for people to move out of community. That's who we are. We like to be in community, even if you're an introvert, which it's wonderful to have all different types of people in the world: extroverts, introverts, people that are more feeling, more rational. But we tend to to like to have that communal feel. So as you get challenged, if that poses for you, where do you have action? Where do you have the ability to be focusing on your self care? And that self care is to help you get through your own challenge right now. But I do believe, even for the public health standpoint, us taking our own personal responsibility to the best that we can, because not everybody's means are equal, of course. Not everybody has the same amount of education, the same amount of awareness, the same amount of support. But with what you know right now, that you have a sense can be leading you to an improved place of self care, my encouragement is to take action on it. That's what you have action over. We don't have inherent control or action over too many other things. Um, uh, our choices that are in front of us carry with them the greatest degree of power right now, and seemingly those choices are getting narrower. So, one aspect of looking at that is that you're getting put into a position of more simplicity within your life right now. And again, I'm very aware of the panic though that creates, because it feels like we're losing control over other things that are important, right? Like perceivably, or not even perceivably, but the reality is the economic aspects of what's happening for people right now as it pertains to their jobs, as it pertains to their as it pertains to money in their lives. And I want, again, have the encouragement, like it's we're gonna get through this. Um, if I haven't stated it before, again, I love the analogy: the phoenix will rise from the ashes. When things wear down, the growth will come up. After winter and the cold and the you know and the stagnation of that environment, you know that seedling springs out through the ground, and it's really small at first. It doesn't look like much. You see more of the fallen leaves and the decay and the debris, but through that ground comes this possibility, and that possibility continues to grow, but we have to tend to it. There's a great word called cultivating. We want to be cultivating and tending to what we can right now, because there's a lot of things we can't tend to, because it's, like I mentioned, it's out of our control. So what do we have the ability to tend to right now and cultivate is our self-care. And for my patients, I'm sure you are aware, I've advocated many times with you, lovingly, to stay within your self-care, stay within your routine. And as I mentioned, with this concept of simplicity right now, we have lots of opportunity to really focus on our routine, focus on home treatments, focus on our nutrition, focus on movement. And again, I always feel the need to asterisk that, like, probably not the best time to go to the gym, but you can be outside walking in the fresh air. In Oregon, thankfully it's sunny right now. Get under that sun, breathe, be focusing on doing your deep conscious abdominal breathing outside, oxygenate your body. Please remember, there is power in these choices that you take from a personal health standpoint, to be able to help you have more resiliency, not only to fight off what might come into your environment, but also remember the body is at the foundation of where the rest of health flows through. You have a soul, you have a mind, you have emotion, you have a body. Health comes from this top down, but when your body is challenged, it almost hijacks your mind, and it really creates a potential for increased stress reaction, increased tendencies to have anxiety states, depression states. So taking care of your body right now at that foundational level is a really important part of the self-care plan. And for my patients, we've talked a lot about breathing, movement, things like castor oil packs, hydrotherapy, dry skin brushing, please remember that the benefit of those is so tremendous right now, from, again, a personal health standpoint, because of its support to all the systems in your body, including your immune system, including your digestive system, your gastrointestinal system, your nervous system. The need to support those right now, and you can do them at home. It's tremendous. So so those home treatments, then your nutrition. Remember, nutrition is a significant thing that you have control over right now. I mean, thankfully, our infrastructure is in place. We have the ability to get food. People are being forced to, obviously, at least in Oregon right now, we can't get out and get to the grocery store, or not to the grocery store, excuse me, get to, go out to eat. So we're being kind of pulled into our home, but we can make very nourishing meals. Remember, use your food as your medicine. Use it as an opportunity to give the body this support right now that allows you to keep an element of resiliency, and gives you an opportunity to keep things moving along, not building up in the system. And that's an important thing, because that gives the it gives the system this state of resilient function, that it can that's like a resource right now. And I believe that the more we focus on our individual health, the more capable we're going to be able to move through the public health crisis. I mean, the distancing thing is very important, because it slows down, progression of infection. But we need individuals to not come out of this at the same time feeling really depleted. I mean, depletion seems like it's going to happen irregardless, but that's not entirely, accurate. Is like, there might be an element of stress that's occurring, but you maintaining your self-care routine gives you an opportunity to take that energy and be able to eliminate it, and maintain an element of homeostasis, and maintain an element of integrity of your system, so that we have an opportunity to come out of this, again, feeling strong, feeling resilient, to be able to move forward. I mean, it's a great, again, it's an unfortunate cause that's pushing us into this opportunity, but this is an opportunity. It's giving us a teachable moment to be able to evaluate how we do things, again, from a world standpoint, global standpoint, to to more of a local standpoint, to a personal standpoint. And we're gonna get through this. I mean, we will, and hopefully a lot of people are telling you that. I mean, it just feels very uncertain, but this too shall pass, and I'm encouraging you to take care of yourself, take care of those around you to the best of your ability. With that being said, access is very important. I'm going to be doing a lot of telemedicine, so that's an opportunity for you to be able to have access of care with me. We're going to be mailing out therapeutics to our patients. Remember, staying on your routine. Your supplementation is very important. There are things like vitamin A, vitamin D that support immune function. Really individualizing your plan is important. So I'd encourage you, if you have any concerns, you're feeling the need to be a little more thoughtful with your routine, reach out. Again, we can do a telemedicine appointment with you. I am still seeing patients in the clinic, kind of to a degree on a selective basis. But we are taking all the proper precautions, following the CDC guidelines. We're updating every couple hours our need to change that based upon recommendations. So maintain access, stay in this, stay in your self-care. You need anything, you let us know. We are here to support you. We'll get through this. We will rise above it. It's an opportunity for all of us. Take care of yourself so you can take care of others. And I'll look forward to bringing another video for you. Have a wonderful day.